Ever thought about how sounds are produced in different languages? It's a fascinating subject, and it brings us to the study of phonetics. Phonetics is the scientific exploration of sounds used in human speech. It's the key to understanding the building blocks of language and how our mouths, tongues, and vocal cords work together to produce these sounds. Phonetics isn't just about pronunciation. It's a crucial part of how we communicate, how we express meaning, and even how we perceive the world around us. Without phonetics, learning a new language would be like trying to assemble a puzzle without seeing the picture on the box. Phonetics gives us the tools to dissect sounds, from the simplest consonants and vowels to the more complex diphthongs and other intricate sounds. It teaches us about transcription of words, syllable division, word stress, intonation, and voice. So let's dive into the world of sounds, shall we? To kick things off, we're going to talk about consonants and vowels. These two types of sounds are the fundamental elements that construct all spoken languages, the bricks and mortar, if you will, of our verbal communication. Let's start with consonants. These are sounds that are produced when airflow is obstructed in some way by your articulatory system. That's a fancy term for your vocal cords, tongue, teeth, and lips. Think of sounds like B, C, E, D, and F. These are all consonants. For instance, in the word brick, B and K are your consonants. Now, let's explore vowels. These are sounds that are produced when the airflow is not significantly obstructed and can freely flow through the mouth. We're talking about sounds like A, E, I, O, and U. For example, in the word mortar, O and A are your vowels. Consonants and vowels interact and alternate in words to create rhythm and melody in the language. They play different roles in the way we communicate. Consonants often provide the skeleton of words, giving them shape and structure, while vowels fill in this structure and provide the tone and melody of speech. Think about how you say the word cat. The consonants C and T provide the framework, while the vowel A gives the word its distinctive sound. It's like a musical composition where consonants provide the rhythm and vowels the melody. Moreover, different languages can have different sets of consonants and vowels. This diversity contributes to the richness of global linguistic tapestry. For instance, the French R and the Spanish N are unique consonants not found in English. Similarly, the German O and the Turkish I are examples of vowels that English does not have. In summary, consonants and vowels are not just letters on a page. They are dynamic and integral parts of our spoken languages. They help us to shape our thoughts into words and to express ourselves. They form the very essence of our verbal communication, allowing us to share our ideas, emotions, and experiences with others around us. That sums up the basics of consonants and vowels, the building blocks of language. Now that we've covered the basics, let's move on to diphthongs and other complex sounds. A diphthong, to start with, is a sound made by combining two vowels in a single syllable. The sound begins as one vowel and moves towards another. For instance, the word coin contains the diphthong OI, where the sound starts at the O and glides towards the I. Let's take a look at another example. The word loud contains the diphthong OU. Here, the sound begins at O and moves toward U. You see, the beauty of diphthongs is in the smooth transition between the two vowels. It's like a mini journey from one sound to another within a single syllable. Now let's delve a bit deeper and discuss triphthongs. A triphthong is a complex vowel sound that involves a smooth but quick transition from one vowel to another and then to another still, all within the same syllable. An example of a triphthong can be found in the word hour, where UU and R combine to create a triphthong. It's like a scenic route, where you get to visit three sounds within the same syllable. Diphthongs and triphthongs are essential elements of language, adding richness and variety to our speech. They allow us to express a wider range of emotions and nuances, and they make our language more dynamic and versatile. But remember, these complex sounds are not limited to English. They're found in many languages around the world, each with its unique set of diphthongs and triphthongs. So, whether you're learning English or another language, understanding these complex sounds can help you develop a more authentic accent and a better grasp of the language. So, Let's embrace the complexity and the diversity of sounds. Let's appreciate the smooth transitions of diphthongs and the scenic roots of triphthongs, because with these complex sounds, we can create an even wider range of words and expressions. And isn't that the beauty of language? Now let's talk about how we can represent these sounds using the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA. The International Phonetic Alphabet is a system of phonetic notation that linguists use to accurately and uniquely represent each of the wide array of sounds that humans use in spoken language. It's essentially a universal code that allows us to transcribe the sounds of any language. So why is it useful? Well, it enables us to study languages in a more precise way, and it's a great tool for language learners to get the pronunciation just right. Think of it as a map. When you're navigating unfamiliar territory, a map guides you to your destination. Similarly, the IPA guides you through the terrain of sounds in a language. It shows you where to place your tongue, how to shape your lips, and whether to use your voice or not. It's like having a pronunciation guide that works for any language. Let's look at some examples. Take the English word cat. In the International Phonetic Alphabet, cat is transcribed as ket. Each symbol represents a different sound. The /K/ represents the hard C sound, the AE symbolizes the A sound, and the /T/ represents the T sound. Here's another example. The French word chateau. In IPA, it's transcribed as sato. The S represents the sh sound in English, the A represents a sound similar to the A in father, and the /to/ represents the to sound. It's important to note that IPA transcriptions are enclosed in square brackets or slashes. Square brackets are used when the transcription is meant to be very precise, capturing every tiny detail of how the sounds are actually pronounced. Slashes, on the other hand, are used for broad transcriptions that focus on the essential elements of a word's pronunciation. With the IPA, we can accurately represent sounds from any language. So next time you come across a new word in a foreign language, don't be intimidated. Reach for your IPA map and navigate your way through the sounds with ease. Finally, let's touch on some other important concepts in phonetics. Weak forms are an intriguing feature of English, where certain words like and, for, of, and so on are pronounced with less emphasis in a sentence. This gives English its unique rhythm. Next, we have syllable division, which is all about how we break down words into smaller, pronounceable parts. Each syllable usually contains at least one vowel sound. Then there's word stress, a crucial aspect of pronunciation. In English, one syllable in each word is typically pronounced more strongly than the others. Intonation, on the other hand, is the melody of language. It's about how our voice rises and falls as we speak, conveying our emotions and intentions. Finally, voice refers to whether the vocal cords vibrate, voiced sounds, or not, voiceless sounds, when we pronounce certain sounds. These elements contribute significantly to the rhythm and melody of language. And that wraps up our quick introduction to phonetics. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We've journeyed through the fascinating world of phonetics, starting with the basic building blocks of language, consonants and vowels. We delved into the complex realm of diphthongs and other intricate sounds, and how they add depth and nuance to spoken language. We also explored the International Phonetic Alphabet, a powerful tool that allows us to transcribe words from any language, providing a clear roadmap to accurate pronunciation. From there, we ventured into the subtleties of weak forms, syllable division, word stress, intonation, and voice, all of which play pivotal roles in conveying meaning and emotion in our speech. These elements, while they may seem daunting at first, are crucial in mastering any language. Understanding phonetics, in essence, gives us the key to unlock the rich tapestry of sounds that make up the languages of the world. Remember, understanding sounds is the first step to understanding languages. So keep practicing and keep exploring the world of phonetics.